If I knew what I know about alcohol now, I would probably never start drinking. But I did. So I knew about cigarettes, that the cigarettes are not good for you. And I knew that people who are doing sport, they don't smoke. So I didn't smoke. I also knew that the drugs are not good for you. And if I wanted to play a national level handball, I cannot take drugs. I was an athlete after all. But beer, on the other hand, seems like a free thing. Everyone was drinking, and it was considered healthy. You know, it had the minerals, it had the vitamins, and it was kind of like a part of the sport culture. Because, you know, there's nothing better than a cold beer after hot day, during the after the training, isn't it? And so I started drinking around when I was 15, maybe 16. And at this time, I only drank when I was partying. And I didn't party a lot because I was a good student. And I didn't have too much money really to spend. So it was very sporadically. But when we drank a lot these days. And I never drank alone. I always drank with my friends. We always been doing some crazy shit. And also at this stage, I was really into like 60s and 70s rock music and the poets, and they all been drinking. You know, you had the videos of them getting drunk and being funny, and I want to be one of like them. I was trying to find my identity, and I thought that, you know, drinking will help me build this identity. It did to some extent, but yeah, it's never. Now looking back, I know it was false. And then what's happened? The uni came, and at the uni, the drinking become something like a social game. It was good skill to have because there was no parties, there was no meetings without alcohol. We would always drink, and we would probably drink a lot. And being able to handle alcohol was an advantage for you. So people who would get very drunk very quickly weren't very popular. Those who could drink a lot, they been kind of, I don't know, they had the easier time probably, and they had maybe more from this life. I don't know. And then after the uni, you know, when I start meeting my wife, my girlfriend at this stage, my wife now, we start drinking at home. To start with, it was just before the parties, but over the time, you know, the beer after work would come in, and then maybe 2 beers on the midweek, and then maybe some wine together on Friday to chill out, and then the party would be Saturday, Sunday. So we wouldn't drink a lot, but it was kind of moderation. And I think this kind of moderation is the worst, because first of all, you can afford that, then you're not getting too drunk, so the next day you're not that bad. But you do this years after years, and it makes huge impact on you over the time. And then every so often, yes, I would go back, because at this stage I was already living here in Scotland. I would go to Poland and I would drink very heavy with my friends. And the drinking culture in Poland is still huge. Everyone drinks, almost everyone. And this was all the time when I was drinking. I was teaching people how to be fit. And I didn't really see the connection between, you know, drinking and declining fitness. And because I was quite fit, I haven't noticed that. But I've noticed that when I stopped drinking. And this was incredible because, well, I never been addicted physically. I never had to drink. However, I was kind of addicted by social way. So it was kind of, drinking was most social, and that's why it was very hard to stop. And I wasn't forced to stop. And I was thinking that stopping will stop all my social life, which didn't. And then I stopped. And then we decided this is enough. We hit our 40s and the hangovers start getting bigger. And I didn't get that much of alcohol anymore. I'm quite open person in a way. I can talk to anyone. I don't need this extra boost to be more funny. And alcohol started making me feeling even more dumb, and then I couldn't articulate myself, which I hated. And then the hangover's been, as I mentioned before, was huge, and I couldn't train next day. So a lot of times, coming to the weekend, instead of doing some nice stuff on the lake, swimming or running, I would basically be in bed, sick. So I stopped. And we had to rebuild our routine. So we have to rebuild what we do when we've got day off. Do we go to the pub, or are we not going to the pub? Are we going to drink non-alcoholic beers? And the non-alcoholic beers are actually really good these days. How do we socialize with others? Are we meeting in the pubs, or maybe we just go for a walk and we go for a coffee? And it's a little bit of working around is involved, but once you do it, it's completely possible. And then the revelations came. After a couple of months not drinking, I've noticed I stopped taking naps. And I thought the naps is kind of a part of what I do, because I train hard and I have to have a nap during the day. And because my lifestyle, the way we work, it's mostly evenings here at Fitness Soul. So I thought, why not go for a nap? But I stopped. And since we stopped 2 years ago, and I haven't been napping really. Maybe I had the one nap, but I generally feel much better in the morning, and I don't have a massive dips of energy during the day. And I think it's obviously there's alcohol, but what alcohol does, it makes you sleep bad. And if you sleep bad, you're not recovering that well. And if not recovering that well, you need the naps. Or then when you're coming back from work and you're feeling super tired, the alcohol gives you this energy boost for a little bit, but this is it's never ending thing. So it's better to stop it. The sleep, it's probably the best thing. And especially, when you're getting older, and you start noticing, if I don't sleep at night, I feel so bad next day. Before in my 20s, I could do 2 days in a row not sleeping. I would be kind of all right. Not anymore. So alcohol gave me energy by allowing me to sleep better. And what's nice now is that the science is catching up. I think the science was always there, but I didn't want to listen to it. But basically, I remember that they've been saying it's okay to have a bit of alcohol every so often. And then they would say that wine is good for you because got some nutrients or whatever the wine has. And it turns out that it's completely bullshit, that there is no amount of alcohol which is good for you. Any alcohol is bad, and it's a toxic, and your body needs to fight it, and it brings all the havoc to your body. So better not to drink. There's no positive things apart of the social. But as I said, you can kind of work around, you can learn how to do this without alcohol and have exactly the same social life as before. And now, even now when the beers, 0% beers are incredible, they are really good. 10 years ago, it was, you couldn't drink them, but now, if I go somewhere and I'm feeling like having something different than water and coffee, the non-alcoholic beer, especially like a pale, it's incredible. And you cannot tell the difference really. Obviously, you do feel difference of a couple of them, because I can have 5 of them and I can go drive home. When if I had the alcoholic one, it would be completely different story. So, what I want to tell you, why I do this video? Well, I don't want to tell you to quit. I'm not here for telling you that. You need to make decision. But if you're in your 40s or your 50s or your 30s and you're feeling you do a lot of good things to your body and you're still not feeling 100% and you're still feeling something is missing, take a break. Take a break for a few months and you'll see. You'll see that you'll have more energy, you'll feel better, and you'll never go back. And I hope it's going to happen.